Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a closer look at Kill or Be Killed. This is by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and I believe that the colours are still done by Elizabeth. Yeah, it's on the inside here. I don't know why she doesn't get as big a title on as the front as the other guys, but I don't know. Anyway, as I mentioned in some previous videos, they seem to be moving towards using Jacob, which is Sean's son, for colours rather than Elizabeth, so I don't know if that team's somewhat kind of breaking up or what's kind of going on there, but let's take a closer look at the book itself and then we can come back and discuss my thoughts. Okay, so on the front we've got Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, Kill or Be Killed, Deluxe Edition. It's a bright red book which is going to look awesome and stand out on my shelf, and we've got that same information on the side here. And then on the back it's more kind of blacked out with a couple of quotes and the basic premise of the book. It's a crime mystery story rated M for mature and quoted at $49.99 US. I want to say I paid about 35 quid for it. The binding is really good overall and lifts up. The style is a very much sewn bind, so you don't really get much gutter loss at all. Looking inside the book, now I have noted with some of these newer image books, they do look a little bit ruffled, the kind of paper when you get them. I don't know if they're binding them way quicker than they kind of need to after kind of printing. But there is a little bit of a waviness to some of these books when I'm getting them new. I don't know if that'll kind of wear away over time and kind of flatten out, but it's something I've kind of noted. So we've got Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, Kill or Be Killed, the Deluxe Edition, colours by Elizabeth Breitweiser. I don't know why her name isn't on the spine or the front of the book, because her colours are just as important to this book as the art and the story. And then we get the shortest contents page known to man, basically just saying page 7 does the story, page 445 is the extras, 623 is the afterword, and 624 is biographies. Simple and sweet. And then we just go straight into story. I don't think there's any page numbers or issue numbers, we just kind of go through. And I'd say this art is very similar to what we're kind of used to from them by now as far as sort of criminal or anything like that's concerned. And the way a lot of these books are designed, their pages are somewhat smaller than the actual page where the actual content is. So we've got very little gutter loss anyway, but if we did, you don't really get anything that close to the gutter, so they're designing this really well as far as the speech boxes and things like that are concerned. You do also, in Ed Brubaker books, get a lot of pages that are somewhat kind of story down the side with pictures, as opposed to sort of an ongoing live story, so it's like a playback of something that's happened, or telling you a potential premise rather than the story as it happens kind of thing. And that's just a Brubaker trait that I've kind of got used to. So every so often you will get pages like this where it just kind of goes through a quicker arc of what's going on, and then goes back to the more traditional comic. I did note throughout the book that the main girlfriend's hair changes from red to blue about 3 or 4 times back and forth. Now, when it first changed to blue, I thought it was just they hadn't seen each other in a while and she dyed her hair, and it somewhat made sense. But then it changes back to the kind of reddy brown and then back to blue again later in the book, so I don't really know why that is, but I basically just ignored it. The art overall, I really can't complain. It's just awesome. Colours are awesome. Can't really complain. This is her with the kind of bluer hair and more kind of throwback, splashback type stuff. Okay, let's skip to the back and have a look at the extras. So we've got a bit of an introduction to covers, explaining kind of how they went about it, and the various covers that they've had on the issues or trades. We've got a couple of pictures from the various essays, I think, that might have been in the single issues, but I don't think there are the actual essays here, it's just the pictures. Sorry if I'm skipping through this quite quick. And then some more sort of demon cover art and a bit of an afterword. And our overall kind of creators. So as I say, Elizabeth, I think, should be on the cover along with everybody else. I don't know why they've kind of skipped that out, because, you know, she's been included since sort of, you know, Velvet and Fade Out and Fatale, and it doesn't say Criminal here, although I thought she was included in Criminal as well. But anyway, she's done a whole bunch of kind of colour work along with them, and as I say, I think she deserves just as much credit as the guys. This book's being a little bit tighter, like the Deadly Class ones. I do find that I kind of have to spin it back a little bit after reading, just to kind of straighten that spine back up again before putting it back on my shelf. Okay, so Kill or Be Killed is a sort of somewhat hero story, somewhat kind of crime noir kind of mystery, kind of horror story. It's a bit of a kind of mixed bag of everything, I guess, and it's very much in Ed Brubaker's sort of wheelhouse. So we start out with our main kind of character, and he's had a bit of a troubled past, and he tries to commit suicide, and in doing so he sees what he perceives to be a demon that tells him that since he doesn't value his life, if he wants to live any longer, he basically has to kill one evil or non-innocent person a month in order to basically pay the demon for, you know, stopping him from dying. So that's how our story starts off, and we progress in, start learning things more about his sort of family. His dad's kind of passed away and was an artist, and in some of the art he sees what he perceives to be some of this kind of demon, and there's other sort of things around there. His mum's still around and she hints at some things as well. He has a bit of a kind of connection with drug dealers because he can't really afford his medication, so he's getting medication through sort of weird means. And we kind of go through the story as he slowly is sort of killing people as the kind of progression goes on, and how he questions himself as to whether or not he's seeing this demon in his head as a mental illness or whether or not it's real, and the relationship kind of changes there. The other thing that's kind of going alongside that is he stays with this somewhat friend slash flatmate who is dating his best friend, this girl who he's been hanging out with forever, and basically when she started visiting him there, the flatmate basically hit on her. So there's that whole kind of drama going back and forth between the kind of three of them as well. So I don't want to spoil any of the main actual things that happen, but the book is very much written as if he's telling us the story, and he kind of takes us on that journey overall. It's a very interesting, I guess, sort of ending, and how they kind of twist things and make you kind of think about things a little bit kind of differently, and it is left open for a potential sequel. I'm not going to spoil how or what they're, you know, kind of leaving open for the sequel, but I'd love for, as I say, Ed Brubaker and the guys to come back and potentially look at that down the line, like they did, I believe, with Fatale. They left a bit of a gap and then came back and done a second half. But for now, this is our complete story, and it's been a hell of a good ride, so I can't really recommend it enough. It is an adult story, you know, there are you know, sequences where we have sort of topless women drawings and things going about. We have sex sequences, you know, violence, all that kind of stuff. So this is not for kids, but it is a very good book overall. And if you do like Brubaker, definitely something I sort of highly recommend. So if you haven't picked it up already, this is definitely a good way to pick it up, and I can't complain about the build quality, just a great book overall. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do plan on picking this up or you've picked it up yourself already, let me know below what you think of this run. As always, share this video with your friends if you think they'd like to know a little bit more about this particular book. Rate the video and subscribe if you want to see more like this in future. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time.